Hello there, Miller. Alright, sorry for the delay. We have had a few issues with the servers, so the emails aren't getting through. And also Ellen is away, so as you can see, look, some of our correspondence is not getting through to you, so I really apologize for that. Anyway, let's jump into it. Who would imagine? So, I like you started with a relative clause there, the who, that's great, that's points. I'd stay away, even though it's used correctly in this context, I believe. I'd stay away from expressions because they can be dangerous. It's risky is a better word. It's risky. This time you pulled it off, okay? But, I mean, if you do want to experiment, now is the time while you're sending in essays, but in the exam, unless you're 100% certain, just be careful. So anyway, who would imagine some decades ago that the saying of the would be more valid than ever? Great little expression. Again, evidence shows that students may become dull and uninspired without entertainment and fun in school. This essay presents scientific data on the benefits of entertaining during education and some barriers to having fun while learning. Wonderful as well. We've got a little conjunction in there. Firstly, there is a growing core of evidence. There's a growing core of evidence on the link between fun and success and engagement in the learning process, and even with better health. Hold on. Okay. And even there is better health, I think would be better there. A study in the Journal of Experimental Education found that students scored higher in their final assessment when the lecturer used humour in their lectures. Beautiful. In addition, a study by Stanford showed that there is less time off sick in schools when there is fun involved. 30 semicolon, good. 31% of students who engage in fun activities at school then go on to take on no sick days in the following 3 months. This drops down to just 16% of people if they do not take part. Here, although I do believe vocabulary range is preferred, however, in this one, changing the person throughout, or we could have said pupils, but I would have just kept it with students, just for consistency and just for clarity. Furthermore, in her book, Neurologist, Judy Willis showed how fun experiences increase dopamine, endorphins, and oxygen levels. These hormones are essential for health in general and for successful learning. Beautiful. Therefore, there is a strong bond between people feeling and learning better and more engaged with the process when they receive strong positive emotions. Beautiful. Wonderful work. Wonderful. Secondly, many people still associate education with the traditional view of sitting in a classroom and following an instructor-led session. After all, it is what most of us have grown up with. Be careful. This is maybe a little bit too close to spoken English. So again, this is the IELTS essay. This is the IELTS test. We want formal academic language. So I would go subsequently. After all, it is what most Western school institutions, or most academic educational institutions have become accustomed to, for example. All right. Educators not used to incorporating fun into their training programs may fear losing control if they do so. Beautiful. After all, again, we've got a little bit of repetition, and it's repetition of a point that or a phrase that I would probably tone down, as I said before. After all, if not done right, fun in the classroom can lead to distracted and unfocused learners. So, Miller, I have a feeling you're probably very eloquent and efficient with your spoken English, so much so it's spilled over into your written English, which is, in most cases, perfect. However, as I said before, formal academic language is what we're aiming for here. So, next time you catch a phrase like that, perhaps consider how you would rephrase this in an academic context or an academic method. So, subsequently, if performed erroneously, fun in the classroom can lead to distracted and unfocused learners. Beautiful. Recent research from the Ministry of Education in Colombia indicates that at least 85% of instructors report losing control over their class when they tried for the first time to incorporate fun into their lessons. Okay, I have a feeling as well, maybe you've got a background in education, you know, I don't know, because, yeah, it's quite a truthful, intelligent insight. What is more, bringing fun into learning experiences requires creativity and innovation. This can be challenging for educators with limited resources or knowledge to design engaging and entertaining training programs. Beautiful. In addition, most educational systems still measure success primarily through standardized testing and achievements. As a result, some instructors may feel pressure to prioritize performance over fun and enjoyment. Excellent. You've got 2 points in there. Excellent structure. All very crystal clear, hardly any grammar mistakes. I'm very impressed, Miller. If this took a while to write, I'm suggesting it took a while to write because it's an excellent level, then you might want to start considering, spending an hour and a half on the next one, or an hour even, and just bringing us closer to exam conditions. In conclusion, despite the challenges of incorporating fun into education, substantial evidence supports its benefits, and it should be encouraged in every educational environment. In the future, to be prepared and trained educational institution to be able, to include fun processing to the curricula would be a significant winning criterion for parents choosing a school over others. Beautiful, wonderful work. Very cohesive, comprehensive essay. Good work. Doing an enjoyable activity. Okay. It's generally claimed that reading can be a tedious, wonderful vocabulary activity for children, and that activities truly fun should be preferred. And no, that truly fun activities would be better there. Should be preferred. Should be prioritized. Slightly better word choice over reading for development. For developing different skills and creativity. The only way for adults to give them the ability to persevere and become skillful readers is to show them that reading is a brilliant source of fun and enjoyment. Right, so here. Okay, so them refers to children. I was struggling as to a little bit of reader strain as to what the them refers to. So perhaps maybe in the first utterance in the sentence we see the actual noun, and then later we can say them. This essay shows how fun activities impact children's lives and how to skyrocket their love for reading books. And okay, but do we want to know how to get children into loving reading? I'm not so sure. I don't think we do. That's just my insight. Well, if we look at the question, there's nothing really about getting children into reading. So, small red flag there. Maybe later we can develop it. Maybe later you've organized it in such a way that it's more on point regarding task response. Firstly, there is a growing core of evidence on the link between including fun activities and developing skills and creativity in children. Beautiful. Studied by the Educational Commission. Okay. Excellent. Yep, we're on topic. Mexico showed that happy students are 12% more productive. Same study indicated that having a good laugh makes students more productive. Again, a little bit too close to spoken English in my opinion. We want to be moving from spoken English to, formal academic. In addition, recent research by the French Ministry of Education is that 55% who have participated in a fun activity in the last 6 months feel more creative. Beautiful. Even more, some soft skills like resiliency are improved by enjoyable activities. Beautiful. A study by the Canadian government. Okay, so we've got so many studies here. Okay, tone it down on the studies. And maybe just limit it to one, okay? We don't want to go overboard with the studies. Positive raising culture, encouraging a positive raising culture. That we would have to rephrase this. Showed that encouraging a positive reading culture, maybe, or a positive fun-orientated culture, Okay, encouraging a positive culture that advocates fun and laughter helps protect against stress and helps to create a more resilient pupil. Beautiful. Therefore, it can be clearly seen that there is strong evidence linking fun activities with skills and creativity. Beautiful. Beautiful. Secondly, despite other mentioned benefits of fun activities in children's development, it should not be thought that they should not be forgotten, maybe, that they can replace the habit of reading. It should not be considered that these activities can replace the habit of reading. Why am I saying these activities? Here, because they could refer to children's or the activities or benefits, or maybe these two together, as it was intended. So again, we don't want to create any possible chance of reader strain. So that's why I'd possibly say these activities, just to be clear. The problem appears to be the wrong behaviors of parents when it comes to teaching their little ones how to read. Now, again, recent research by the Norwegian Book Club indicates that almost 86% do not practice the tips for creating happy readers that have been demonstrated to increase children's adherence to reading by, again, so this is one of the reasons why I think too many studies, because eventually we might trip up, which seems to be what has happened just now. Recent research indicates that 86% do not practice the general advice, for creating happy readers, these have been demonstrated, or these demonstrate, just for clarity, these demonstrate, or these increase children's adherence to reading by over 55%, or by 50%. Therefore, when reading is taught, it should incorporate healthy tips for making it fun and attractive to children. Among them are keeping sessions short, to take turns, to let them stop when they are tired, to let them read when they want, to add variety, and to make it rewarding. After all, again, we've had that phrase, or maybe it was the other lesson. Subsequently, every child would prefer any fun activity over reading a chapter by Dostoevsky in one sit. Okay, not too bad. But really, we didn't really mention the skills. We weren't really doing that much of a comparison, with gaining better skills. Telling the reader how to read, how children should read, and as I said at the beginning, that's really not the issue here. To what extent do you agree? Okay, so just bear that in mind. We want to always be going back to the question, especially at the planning stage. All in all, it's more like spoken English here. And remember, this is a test of communication. It's a test of language, which is communication. And we're going for clarity, not your knowledge on what makes a good reader, especially in this, especially for this question. All in all, subsequently, therefore, consequently, it is not that doing an enjoyable activity is better than reading in terms of developing the skills and creativity of young people. Finish the clause, close it. It is, it is not this, it is that, for example. There is not full awareness of the relevance of making reading more enjoyable for them. Instead, push these two together and make it a shorter, clearer sentence. In the future, reading at home and schools will become an even more fun activity for children using technological developments, including artificial intelligence and augmented reality. Beautiful. Okay, good work there, Milla. As I said, tone it back a little bit, go for clarity, double, triple check your test response. An intelligent student like you, it would be a tragedy if you tripped up over one of the more basic requirements of task response. Okay? And I hate to say this, but perhaps even like dumb it down a little bit, less studies, and just go for clarity of communication rather than quality of content. Okay? As I said, it's a language test, but you're doing super. So, Mila, send me your academic task 1. Send it together with the task 2 just to make it easier for us on our end, and then we'll jump into both of them because we only want to do essay corrections 2 at a time. Okay? So sorry again for the delay. Send us your academic task 1 and we'll get it back to you as soon as possible. Also, just review your task 2 and see if you can modify it anyway using the knowledge from this correction. Okay? Have a super day and keep moving forward. Good luck.